Here you go. Ruin 3 Mage Blood, Stone Circles. Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking go. GG. GG. Ruin 3. Ruin 3 Stone Circles. Where'd it go? Did it get? GG. Holy, bro. This is the guide for the Grueling Gauntlet and Inscribed Ultimatum build. Now, please be very mindful and aware that this build is specifically and only, right, only for Grueling Gauntlet and Inscribed. Now, if you are playing Castle Sun, this build is very divergent from the typical build. So do not blindly copy it and do not change things without actually experimenting with what you need. So, what makes Grueling Gauntlet so hard? 1. Ruin. Okay, so Ruin is a mechanic that can be found in Ultimatums, right? These monsters can inflict Ruin on you by attacks and spells, okay? When you reach 7, you will fail. So the way to alleviate this, not become immune, alleviate, is to add in block and spell block. Now be mindful that just having block does not make you immune. The way I see it is typically you can reach 7 stacks of Ruin, but if you add in block, say 91, you can reach, let's say, 80 stacks of Ruin instead. So you can still quote unquote AFK, but sometimes you would have to move. Now, the way we do this is we use Svalinn. Let me hammer this home. Do not use Svalinn unless you are doing Ruin in Ultimatum. It is strictly worse than a rare shield in every single aspect. It is strictly worse. Reason is because with a rare shield and blood notch, you are already at quote unquote 100% block. Adding in Svalinn for more block brings you from 100 to 110 to 130, 150, 160 block. It doesn't make a difference. You are sacrificing max HP to gain block chance, which does nothing. It's only for Ruin and Ruin only. That's it. Now, that aside, how do we get block? So, I have tested it, right? Dancing Blows doubles block chance. And actually, this works against Ruin. Even though you take damage from blocked hits, it still blocks Ruin. Now, as I just mentioned, taking damage from blocked hits is fine. It doesn't matter. Because we're using Blood Notch. Right? It just does not matter. Now, we're using just two passives here. So we go down here for block with max block chance here. And spell block here for max spell block. And here, you can opt for the spell block max chance here. Or on kill. Or on block. I think it's debatable, but it doesn't really matter. Now, speaking of block, I was planning to do this, but I didn't get around to. You can actually use a Bound by Destiny prismatic jewel that has +3 max spell block chance to improve the build even further, right? But you know, that's whatever. So therefore, currently I will be at 70 or 70-68, and on PvP that is 91 block and 88 block, right? 91 88 or 91 91. This makes it so, as I mentioned, you can do Ruin comfortably, right? Comfortably. That's part 1. Part 2, no regen. It's actually not the only issue, because in Ultimatum, the modifier is called no recovery. Okay, the recoup is considered recovery, and if you lose that recoup, you will end up deferring all your damage afterwards, and then when there's no much to hit, you instantly die. So 1 or 2 now. We have changed it so I'm actually not using PB. No more PB. This is a no PB build. So how is this possible? Well, as I mentioned, right, your stunning hits can be recovered. So we have our Blood Notch for 60%, +10, +10, 70. Now, you can't get 100, but you can get pretty close. So it turns out, if you use this flask here, damage taken from hits Lich's life, let's round it to 30%. So 30% of here. 30% times your Dancer, which gives you 30% instant leech, is about 9% recovered. So that's from 60 to 70 to 79. So you recover 80%-ish of your hits incoming. So that's without PB. And then the second part is to get instant recovery wherever you can, right? So that's why I have the Life Cannon block here. And in addition, I have a Watcher's Eye Vitality. It's Life Cannon hits, and then damage takes his life also counts as life and hit. So it adds up to just getting huge life and hits. And although sometimes flasks are off, Single Sort of Urn can give you more life recovery on kill now instead. So that's the life getting hit portion. We also have Defiance, obviously. This gains you hits before you hit, or sorry, health before you hit. And that's very useful too. And sometimes I swap in this one here. So over here, Blood Drinker is life and kill. Just swap it in, right? Or you can get a second Defiance and anoint this one on top as well to really get the life and kill. Now going over gems, we have actually dropped a little auras, right? We only run Fission Stone on Eternal Blessing, as well as a level 1 Vitality. That's it. That's all we have. And instead, we have Chain DD as our casting stuns, because Chain DD gives us a lot of hits. So anything that increases hit count is good. So Chain DD here, Cascaded Firestorm, Cascaded Bladefall, Frostbomb here, Cascaded, and go over this in a bit. We have our Empowered Unearth here as well for more corpses to do DD, and yeah, right, punishment here, so on. Now, Flame War is also a way to deal with Ruin. Flame War can actually block the ranged projectiles of Ruin 3 and 4. So for some reason, Ruin 2 doesn't use ranged projectiles very often. So Ruin 2 will go through the wall and whack you. But if there are 3 or 4, put it in and they will block the projectiles. So when you put down the frost walls, you can actually just walk through them if you have a phasing flask. So phasing here will solve the issue. You just move around through the frost wall. And because we're using Chain DD, we can use Ellie Overload because it's Chain DD for some extra damage, right? And since I'm here, I'll take the reduced dot damage taken over here because Degens are what hurts the most, and it's really good, right? And then lastly, over our uniques. So we have life over here, of course, mage blood, of course. So I was doing these Grueling Gauntlets with the rare belts and in sitting flasks, but when you reach no flasks, it can get very scary, and you can opt to just accept the element and finish it there, right? Or you can YOLO and go on, you know, that's fine as well. And Radikesh is also here. I don't know if it's best to slot, okay, because the modifier on Ultimatum is actually lose charge per second charges. But the problem is, when you lose charge per second, and it's stacked with buffs expire faster, you end up with 0 charges. Your charges just disappear. So I do think Radikesh is probably best to slot for just to maintain the charges. And in that case, that's why we also have our Rune Graft of the Bound. Now, this increases gloves and reduces boots bonuses. Because Radikesh is unique, and counters and CB are both unique, they don't get modified. But your movement speed, charisma, cold speed gets reduced, and honestly, I don't really care. I don't care about that at all. But in return, you get increased bonuses from gloves. This means this glove here is times 1.2. So this is Ignite Prolift times 1.2. Life, 1.2, right? Area effect, area damage, leeching, all times 1.2. So it's really, really good for the glove. And finally, the Great Wolf Cold Taken As is very important when you have inscribed such as Prismatic and Critical. This one here, right? This has Deadly and Prismatic. This means every monster will always be a cold critical, so you need a Great Wolf to start the non-stun chain, right? You put it on first, get hit a few times, put it back on. Or you want to YOLO, just keep it on the whole time, right? That doesn't really matter. I've been running them without with it on the whole time as well, no problem. It has been fine. You can also opt to remove Hateful Cursor, because in Inscribed you don't really care. In Grueling Gauntlet you also don't care. But, you know, getting a poison ring kind of hard, so I just kept it on. It's not that bad for stats wise anyway, so it's fine. So one more thing is that during your Inscribed and Grueling Gauntlets, you can choose to use a Death Rush over a Cursor. This gives you life and kill and adrenaline, which is quite nice. Because you don't need the damage, single target damage right now, it is very helpful. We also have the Protection Mastery if you feel that you're vulnerable to Impale. Impale is a reflected hit that does not proc Blood Notch and does not proc a stun. Okay, so it is sometimes very scary, and there's an option to do. In addition, I want to say that the helmet can be replaced with a more defensive helmet if you feel like you have the damage for it. Okay, so this is the updated Atlas. I'm going for, of course, Ultimatum. I do not take this one here because our Inscribed, we do not want divination cards. They're bad. Usually. Most of the time. Now, in addition, we have Scarab chance for the good stuff, like what? Ambush here. Less likely Scarabs here. And we also have Kalgurin stuff. Dust here, plus Seance for some dust. And we're going to farm for Verisium in case we get Svalinn. This one apparently is good too. So, these Scarabs I run, 2 Vibings. For EXP in rounds, I don't know if it works or not. Like, the rounds, I don't know. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, then so be it. I have Catalyzing as well to give you Catalysts that turn into inscriptions, right? And I run a T17 map that's quality normally and just rolled, right? Just rolled. I will mention that if you don't want to do Grueling Gauntlets, and I have been told by people, right, that Grueling Gauntlet gives you better inscriptions. I've been told, I cannot confirm it's true, I cannot confirm, okay? But I've been told that it does give better inscriptions. Maybe, maybe not. You can actually add the Awakening over here. Awakening will give you Imbued Ultimatum, and this will last 13 rounds. And you can choose it, right? You can choose the modifiers. This will cost you 100C per map. Now you're paying 150C, 200C, 230C from 230C to 330C. So it's a huge increase in cost. But you can if you want to. And the reports are that Grueling Gauntlet gives better inscribes. Reports, hearsay, anecdotal, nothing confirmed, but I tend to agree too. I tend to agree. Okay, so the PBs for this will be here. In the Password Sun 2.0 section, this is the Svalinn tree only section, right? I am currently using this PB. And again, don't copy if you don't know what you're doing. So be very careful. But I do think this is probably the best inscribe armor ever. I think it's the best. There is one big downside though. When you fight against executioners, you get half-lifed, right? At half-life, it is kind of scary. I have yet to die to half-life, but I think it is potentially possible, right? You could get, killed because of executioner. But I kind of doubt it, because nothing hits that hard. And yeah. In addition, you can opt to path this way here, down here, and go for Impale immunity. If you're really scared, Impale immunity is very good. As well as going Adorned, maybe for max HP. That's maybe not. I'm not sure. So Divine Shield, I'm not fully certain on. I think it's pretty good, but pretty much when you block and your PDR, you can recover it as ES. Now with Valyrium, you will get stunned even if you have ES. It still works. It's only when you use Skyforce that you need Agnostic, right? Only Skyforce needs this. So a little bit of extra recovery is not bad, right? It's not bad. Optional, honestly, but not bad at all. Okay, so this is how you do Ghost Ruin 2 in Scribes. If it's survive, right? Survive easy. Just walk on the side. Run around, right? Okay. If it says protect the altar or waves, you go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go back and forth like that. When you do this, is that the ghosts get stuck on each corner and attack behind you. That's how you do the inscribes for ghosts. Now, if it's stone circles, right? If it's like a mage blood, right? You go to one circle and go on. You're gonna go to number 2 over here, do a little bit, go on. Go to here, do a little bit, move on. Takes a lot of time, but it can be done. But yeah, stone circles is the worst by far. So Ruin 4, you got like 1, 2, go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, go and go all back around. So you do the Ruin 4 and Scrap Stone Circles, but it's really fucking annoying. Okay, and here you can see that when you have Ghost 3 or 4, you can turn on Frost Wall, and for the most part, they won't hit you. Their projectiles get blocked, right? Gets blocked. And it makes it really easy to do. If they're Ghost 1, go like this, right? Run around like this. And it'll be really hard for them to hit you. Even without Frost Wall. So make sure you're phasing and you can keep walking around like this. That's pretty much it. Like this map here is a no regen map, right? Less recovery. And here, Blood Altar, right? Blood Altar. Less recovery. Watch this. Not even close. Doesn't matter. I'm literally doing sabotage here. Does not matter. Quest 4. I'm doing pure sabotage. Like, I wouldn't run around like this, right? I wouldn't. I stand still. But this doesn't matter. And Hope we get poison too. Look, poison too. We got poison. Perfect. The poison and blood altar. Pure sabotage right now. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Maybe I shouldn't run around like that, but yeah. You get the point, right? For the most part, it's like, for the most part, it's fine, you know? And because you want to see, let's have a look. Here, no. Ripper. Unmakings. Tier 3. 1 divine. Tier 3. 1 divine. A null. 4 nulls. Bow orbs and bow orbs. And those are annuls. So annuls, exalts, and divines are all the same. They're 1 to 1 to 1, right? All the same. And hopefully this is everything explained about the Grueling Gauntlet / Ultimatum inscription farmer. Because I haven't failed a single inscription yet. And if you want to put in the make up the build and do the items and gearing, here you go. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.